There is a place on Earth where three of the world's great religions share the same sky, where ancient stone sits beside modern glass, where you can float in the saltiest water on the planet in the morning and walk streets older than most civilizations by afternoon. Israel is not a simple place to describe. It is easier and more honest to show you. Today, we travel to 6 destinations that reveal what this small, layered, endlessly complicated country actually looks like when you arrive. Not the headlines, not the history lessons, the place itself. Welcome to Across All Borders. We travel the world one destination at a time. Subscribe so you never miss a journey, and stay until the end. This one is worth it. Jerusalem does not ease you in gently. You arrive, and within an hour, you are standing in front of stones that have outlasted empires. The Western Wall, the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, the Al-Aqsa Mosque, all within a few hundred meters of each other in a walled city that occupies less than 1 square kilometer. The Old City is divided into 4 quarters: Jewish, Muslim, Christian, Armenian, and the borders between them are not lines on a map. They are the smell of cardamom changing to incense, a call to prayer overlapping with church bells, the texture of the stone beneath your feet shifting from smooth to rough. There is nowhere else on earth where the weight of human belief is this concentrated. You feel it whether or not you share any of it. Walk the Via Dolorosa in the early morning before the tour groups arrive. Find a rooftop before sunset and watch the city change color as the light drops. Eat hummus in a place that has been serving hummus since before your grandparents were born. Jerusalem is not a city you understand in a day. Most people who live here will tell you they are still working on it. An hour's drive from Jerusalem and you are in a different country. Not literally, but Tel Aviv operates on an entirely different frequency. This is a city that faces the sea and keeps its back to history by choice. It is loud, coastal, and completely absorbed in the present tense. The city was built in the 20th century, which makes it young by Israeli standards. Much of its architecture comes from the Bauhaus movement: clean white buildings, flat roofs, functional lines. And in 2003, UNESCO recognized the White City as a World Heritage Site. There are more Bauhaus buildings here than anywhere else on Earth. But what most people notice first is the beach. 14 kilometers of Mediterranean coastline running through the city. Locals treat it as an extension of their living room. The promenade never really empties. Then there is the food. The Carmel Market on a Friday morning. Olives, flatbread, fresh herbs, sabich sold from a window, is one of the better arguments for arriving hungry. Tel Aviv does not ask to be taken seriously. It has already decided it does not need to. The Dead Sea sits at the lowest point on the surface of the Earth, 430 meters below sea level. The water is 10 times saltier than the ocean. Nothing lives in it. That should make it sound bleak. Somehow, it does not. There is something profoundly strange about floating here, and floating is the only option. The water will not let you sink. Looking up at a sky that feels closer than it should, surrounded by silence that the desert enforces. The mountains of Jordan are close enough to seem real. The haze makes them look like a painting. Along the shoreline, sinkholes have been forming for decades as the water level drops. They are geological accidents that look intentional, circular, deep, lined with salt crystals. Do not walk near them without guidance. They are not stable. Above the sea, Masada rises on its plateau, the ancient fortress where, in 73 AD, a group of Jewish rebels held out against the Roman Empire until the end. Take the cable car at sunrise. The view from the top, over the water and the desert, is one of those sights that earns the early alarm. The Dead Sea is shrinking, losing about a meter of water level every year. What you see now is not what will be here in 50 years. That is worth knowing before you visit. The Negev covers more than half of Israel's land area. Most tourists skip it entirely. That is a significant mistake. Ramon Crater, Maktesh Ramon in Hebrew, is not a crater in the volcanic sense. It is an erosion crater, a geological form found almost nowhere else on Earth, carved by millions of years of water and wind cutting through layered rock. It is 40 kilometers long, 10 kilometers wide, and 500 meters deep. Standing at the rim, you look down into something that does not have a good comparison. The desert here changes hour by hour. In the morning, it is cool and blue-toned. By midday, it is hammered white by the sun. At dusk, it goes amber, then red, then a deep purple that lasts about 10 minutes before the stars take over. The night sky in the Negev, far from any city light, is the kind of sky most people have forgotten was possible. The Nabatean city of Avdat, carved into the desert rock, is a UNESCO site that most visitors have never heard of. The Negev rewards the people who arrive with time and no fixed plan. Most visitors to Israel's north go to Haifa or the Sea of Galilee. The ones who go to Acre tend not to leave quickly. Acre is one of the oldest continuously inhabited cities on Earth. People have been living here for over 4,000 years. The Crusaders built their headquarters here in the 12th century. Napoleon tried to take it and failed. The Ottomans ruled it for 300 years. Each era left its architecture in the ground, literally layered on top of the last. The underground Crusader city is what stops people cold. Massive vaulted halls, carved from stone 8 centuries ago, preserved below the current street level. You walk through them and the scale is wrong in the best possible way. Too big, too solid, too complete to feel like ruins. Above ground, the old city is still a working place. Fishermen bring boats in at the harbor. The souk sells vegetables and spices to people who live there, not just tourists passing through. The Al-Jazar Mosque, built in the 18th century, one of the most beautiful in the region, is open to visitors outside of prayer times. Acre is the kind of city that does not explain itself. It just continues, as it has for millennia, and lets you watch. Haifa is the city Israelis point to when they want to show you what coexistence can look like. Jewish, Arab, Christian, Druze. The city runs on a pragmatic kind of shared life that does not make the news because nothing dramatic is happening. It is also the only city in the world with a Baha'i World Heritage Site at its center. The Baha'i Gardens cascade down the northern slope of Mount Carmel in 19 geometric terraces, a kilometer of sculpted landscape descending toward the sea. At the center is the gold-domed shrine of the Bab, the resting place of one of the faith's central figures. The gardens are maintained by volunteers from around the world and are always open to visitors of any background. The bay below is wide and industrial and somehow still beautiful. Down the hill, the German colony, a neighborhood built by German Templars in the 19th century, is now full of restaurants and stone-fronted buildings that have aged well. It is a good place to end a day. Haifa does not compete for attention the way Jerusalem and Tel Aviv do. It just sits on its mountain, facing the sea, and gets on with things. Israel is the kind of place that refuses to be summarized. Every time you think you understand it, it shows you another layer. What you will find if you go is a country that has been arguing with itself and with the world for a very long time, and has somehow produced, in the middle of all that, some of the most extraordinary food, architecture, landscape, and human endurance you will encounter anywhere. That is worth the flight. If this video made you want to book a ticket, or just taught you something new, hit like, leave a comment, and share it with someone who needs a reason to look further than the headlines. We will see you in the next destination.